Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. I am your host, Charlie, and I am so excited to be here with you today. It is a beautiful day, and I am feeling very energetic. How are you all doing? I hope you are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Today, we have a very special guest in the studio. Please welcome my good friend, Zoe. Hi, Zoe.
Hi, Charlie. Thank you so much for having me. I am very happy to be here today. The weather is lovely, and I am ready for a great conversation.
I am so glad you could join us. Today, we are talking about something that I think everyone feels. Our topic is The Normal Life? No Thanks. It is a funny title, right? Because in the past, life was different. Think about our parents or our grandparents. They wanted a stable job. They wanted a house. They wanted a quiet life. They wanted normal. But now in 2026, everything is fast. Everything is loud. When I open my phone and look at Instagram or TikTok, I see adventurers everywhere. Everyone looks like a movie star or a world traveler.
You are so right, Charlie. It feels like nobody wants to be normal anymore. If you stay at home, people think you are lazy. If you don't have a big story to tell, people think your life is boring. It is a lot of pressure.
It is. So today, we want to ask the core question. Is normal still okay? Do we really need to be extraordinary all the time to be happy? Let's jump into our first topic, the social media pressure. So Zoe, let's talk about your life. How was your weekend? Did you do anything extraordinary?
Honestly, Charlie, no, not at all. This weekend, I was very tired. I worked hard all week, so on Saturday and Sunday, I stayed at home. I wore my favorite pajamas. I made some tea. I read a book, and I watched a movie about a talking cat. It was very quiet. It was very normal.
That sounds like a perfect weekend to me. Very relaxing.
I thought so too, at first. But then, on Sunday evening, I opened my phone. I started scrolling through social media. I saw my friend, Sarah. Sarah was at a music festival in the desert. There were lights, music, and she was wearing a beautiful dress. Then, I saw my cousin, Tom. Tom was hiking a very tall mountain in Japan. The view was incredible.
Oh, I know that feeling. You are sitting on your sofa, and suddenly, your life feels like a gray movie, while their lives look like a colorful action film.
Exactly. I looked at my tea, then I looked at Sarah's festival photos. I felt a little bit sad. I thought, wow, I am so boring. My life is so small. I am missing out on all the fun.
That is the perfect trap, Zoe. We call it FOMO, the fear of missing out. Everyone looks so busy and so happy online. But remember, social media is a highlight reel. People only post the best 1% of their lives. Sarah didn't post a photo of the long lines for the bathroom at the festival. Tom didn't post a photo of his sore legs and the bugs on the mountain.
That is very true. We use these big adjectives like amazing, exciting, and breathtaking to describe what we see on our screens. But we use words like boring or empty for our own real life. It's not a fair comparison.
I agree. And I am guilty of this too. Last month, I went to that new coffee shop downtown. You know, the one with the pink walls and the expensive flowers?
Oh, the Instagram cafe?
Yes, I went there. I didn't even want coffee. I was actually quite thirsty for water. But I bought a $12 latte with a little heart on top. I spent 10 minutes moving the cup to get the perfect light. I took 20 photos. I posted one and wrote, "Living my best life. Blessed. Coffee love."
And how was the coffee, Charlie?
It was cold, Zoe. It was cold because I spent too much time taking photos. I sat there alone, checking my phone to see how many people liked my picture. I wasn't happy. I was just performing. I wanted to look not normal.
That is so interesting. We spend money and time to look extraordinary for people we don't even know. Meanwhile, the real moment, the taste of the coffee, the smell of the room is lost.
Exactly. Everyone looks so busy. I see people posting their 5 a.m. morning routine. They wake up, they run 10 kilometers, they make a green juice, they meditate, they write a book, and it's only 7 a.m. When I see that, I think, I just woke up at 7:30 and I'm still looking for my socks. Am I a failure?
No, Charlie. You are not a failure. You are a human. Most humans need sleep. Most humans are not extraordinary at 5 a.m., but the pressure is real. We feel like we must be better, faster, and more exciting than everyone else.
You know, Zoe, I want to tell you a story about my friend Mark. Mark was a very successful accountant. He had a good office, a nice apartment, and a normal life. But one day, he said, "Charlie, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to be a normal guy in a suit. I want to be a digital nomad. Plus,
Oh, I hear that term a lot now. A digital nomad is someone who travels the world and works from their laptop, right?
yes, exactly. It sounds like a dream." Mark sold everything. He sold his car, his sofa, and his TV. He packed one small backpack and flew to a tropical island. He sent me a message. "Goodbye, boring life. Hello, adventure."
That sounds very brave. Is he enjoying his adventure?
Well, I called him on Zoom last week. He wasn't sitting on a beach. He was in a very small, dark room in a cheap hostel. He looked very tired. He told me, "Charlie, I'm exhausted."
Why? He is in paradise.
He said, "I have no stability." Every 2 weeks, he has to find a new place to sleep. Sometimes the Wi-Fi is bad and he can't do his work. Sometimes he gets sick, but he doesn't know where the doctor is. And the biggest thing? He is lonely. He meets people in hostels, but they leave after 2 days. He has no long-term friends there. He told me he really misses his boring apartment and his normal Friday nights with his old friends.
That is a side of the story we don't see on Instagram. We see the palm trees, but we don't see the loneliness or the stress.
Right. Freedom is a beautiful word, but total freedom can be very scary. Extraordinary lives are often very unstable. Mark told me, "I spend 4 hours a day just looking for a place to eat and a place to work." In my normal life, those things were easy. I had more time to actually enjoy myself back then.
It seems like there is a high price for being extraordinary. If your life is a constant adventure, you lose the comfort of home. You lose your routine.
And Zoe, think about the word adventure. If you go skydiving every single day, after 1 month, is it still an adventure? Or is it just your new normal job?
That's a great point. The human brain gets used to things very quickly. We call this hedonic adaptation. If we always have high excitement, we need even more excitement to feel happy. If you travel to 50 countries, the 51st country doesn't feel special.
Exactly. My friend Mark was looking for a perfect life without any normal problems. But he found out that even in paradise, you have to do laundry. You still have to pay your taxes. You still have to deal with difficult clients. You can change your location, but you can't run away from the normal parts of being a human.
It sounds like he was chasing a ghost. I think many people do that. They think, if I change my job, or my city, or my clothes, I will finally be extraordinary. But deep down, we all have the same basic needs. We need food, safety, and connection.
So Zoe, we have talked about the pressure of social media. We have talked about the high cost of being extraordinary. Now, let's talk about the solution. How do we find joy in a normal life?
I have been thinking about this a lot lately. I realize that my happiest moments are actually very, very simple. For example, yesterday morning, I woke up early. The house was quiet. I made a very good cup of coffee, fresh beans, perfect temperature. I sat on my balcony and watched the birds. I didn't check my phone. I didn't take a photo. For 10 minutes, I just enjoyed the coffee. It was a very normal morning, but I felt so much peace.
I love that. Peace is better than excitement sometimes, isn't it? For me, it's about my routine. Some people think routine is a dirty word. They say, "Oh, Charlie, you do the same thing every day. That's so boring." But I love my routine. I like walking my dog at 6 p.m. I see the same neighbors. I see the same trees. I see how the leaves change color in the autumn. There is a lot of beauty in those small changes.
You are right. We often look for big happiness, like a big promotion or a big wedding. But our life is made of thousands of small minutes. If we only wait for the big moments, we miss most of our lives.
Yes. I read a book recently that said the secret to a happy life is to enjoy the boring parts. If you can find joy in washing the dishes, or driving to work, or walking to the grocery store, then you are always happy because you do those things every day.
I agree. And I think we need to tell ourselves, it is okay to be normal. It is okay to have a job that is just a job. You don't have to change the world every Tuesday. If you are a kind person, a good friend, and you take care of your family, that is a great life. That is actually quite extraordinary in its own way.
That is a beautiful way to put it. Being a good human is the best extraordinary thing you can be. And you don't need a lot of money for normal joy. A library book is free. A walk in the park is free. Talking to a friend is free.
Exactly. We should focus on simple pleasures. I like my boring Saturday afternoons. I like taking a nap. I like cooking a simple meal with my family. These things make me feel safe and loved.
So Zoe, what are you going to do this weekend? Any big plans?
Actually, Charlie, I have a normal plan. I am going to turn off my phone for the whole afternoon on Saturday. I am going to go to the local market, buy some fresh apples, and maybe bake a pie. I am not going to post a photo of the pie. I am just going to eat it.
That sounds like a wonderful plan. I think I will do the same. I will leave my phone at home and go for a long walk in the woods. No GPS, no music, just the sound of the wind. Zoe, let's talk more about routine. Why do you think people are so afraid of it? Why do we think a routine is like a prison?
I think it's because our culture celebrates newness. New products, new movies, new places. We're told that new is always better. So, when we do the same thing every day, we feel like we're not growing. But actually, routine is where skill grows. Think about an athlete or a musician. They do the same thing every day for years. That boring routine makes them great.
That's a great point. Even a writer like Hemingway or a painter like Picasso had a very strict daily routine. They didn't wait for adventure to strike. They sat down at the same desk at the same time every day and did the work.
Right, and routine also helps our mental health. When the world is crazy and unpredictable, a routine feels like a warm blanket. Knowing that you'll have dinner at 7 p.m. and read a book at 9 p.m. gives your brain a rest. You don't have to make new decisions all the time.
I feel that. Decision fatigue is real. If I have to choose a new extraordinary activity every day, I get a headache. Should I go bungee jumping or learn to fly a plane? No, thanks. I just want to sit on my porch.
Exactly. And let's talk about boring people. Have you ever met someone who is normal but actually very interesting once you talk to them?
All the time. Sometimes the people who look boring on the outside have the most amazing inner lives. They read deeply, they think deeply, and they have very strong values. They don't feel the need to show off.
I think those are the people I want to spend time with. People who are comfortable in their own skin. They don't need the likes on Instagram to feel valuable. They know that their normal life is enough.
Zoe, I was thinking about my grandfather. He worked in a post office for 40 years. He lived in the same house for 50 years. He ate the same breakfast every day. If you asked him, "Is your life boring?" he would look at you with a confused face. He would say, "Boring? No, I have a roof over my head, food on the table, and my family is healthy. My life is excellent."
Your grandfather was a wise man. He had a different definition of success. For him, success was stability and contentment. Today, our definition of success is attention and excitement.
It's a big shift, right? We move from internal satisfaction to external validation. We want other people to tell us our life is good. But my grandfather didn't care what people in the next town thought about his breakfast. He just liked his breakfast.
We can learn a lot from that. Maybe we should try to be a bit more like our grandparents. maybe we should focus more on our local community and less on the global internet.
I agree. I think the new normal should be a mix. We have amazing technology and we can travel, which is great. But we should keep the old normal values of being thankful for what we have right now.
Gratitude is the key word here. If you are grateful for your normal life, it stops feeling boring and starts feeling like a gift.
Well, Zoe, we have covered a lot today. We talked about the pressure of social media and why we feel like we have to be adventurers. We talked about my friend Mark and the high cost of being a digital nomad. And we talked about finding joy in the small, normal moments of life.
It was such a great conversation, Charlie. I think the main message today is you don't have to be extraordinary to be happy. Your normal life is full of beauty if you just look for it.
Exactly. Don't let your phone tell you that you are not enough. If you have a quiet afternoon and a good book, you are doing great. Normal is not a failure. Normal is a foundation for a peaceful life.
Thank you so much for having me today, Charlie. I am going to go home now and enjoy my boring evening.
And I am going to go walk my dog and enjoy the boring sunset. Thank you, Zoe, for joining us. And thank you to all our listeners.
Yes, thank you everyone for listening. We hope you feel a little bit more content with your lives today.
Before we go, we have a question for you. What is one normal thing that makes you happy? Is it a cup of coffee? A walk in the park? Talking to your mom? Send us a message and let us know. We want to hear about your simple pleasures.
We can't wait to read your stories. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Be kind to yourself, enjoy your routine, and stay normal. We will see you next time on the show. Bye-bye.